Hello my darlings. Today on our channel, I am going to show you how for just $4 you can recreate a reversible centerpiece that is currently being sold on shopwildthings.com for $28.99. And then once we have created the centerpiece, I will show you how to embellish it to enhance your Thanksgiving table with a bountiful Grecian Thanksgiving theme. Stay tuned. To replicate this copycat project, you will need 2 Flare 9-inch vases. You will also need 1 8-inch crystal cut bowl. Lastly, you will need 1 small fish bowl. And to embellish it the way I will tonight, you will also need any brand metallic gold spray. To embellish our craft now, you are going to need 1 8-inch round styrofoam cut into half. You will need some flowers, any color, any shape of your size. I am using the color scheme of fuchsia, orange, purple, green, and yellow. You will also need perhaps some acrylic garlands. I am using this acrylic spray. And you will also need 4 bunches of grapes. Of course, you will need your handy dandy tools. Let's get crafting. So the first thing that you are going to do, of course, you are going to spray paint your small fish bowl gold. Once that has dried, we are going to join the bottom half of our centerpiece using our Gorilla Glue 2-part epoxy that I have mixed off screen. Now here I am finding the placement that I'm going to use to glue that vase down. And to do this, all I'm going to do is place that Gorilla Glue 2-part epoxy on the bottom of that bowl that is turned upside down on the second circle from the top. There's a ridge right there, so I'm placing my glue as much as I can on top of that ridge. And then I am also going to place some glue around the rim of that vase because we are also going to be placing that vase upside down. And what this process of placing glue on the 2 surfaces will do is it will give us more surface area, more bang for our buck when it is time for that glue to dry. Now as you can see, there's a little shimmy with that vase. I would suggest just holding it for maybe 2 or 3 minutes and then leaving it to dry without touching it for about 20 minutes. So while we're waiting on the bottom of our centerpiece to dry, what we are going to do now is we are going to create the other half. And to do this is also going to be a matter of using our 2-part Gorilla Glue epoxy to glue our golden fishbowl atop the other Flare vase. Now, as you can see, forgive me for in the essence of time, I actually forgot to mix my glue off camera. But while I'm mixing that glue, I do want to say this to you. When you do put those 2 pieces together, what I did, I left the pieces right side up, hoping that it would have dried that way. And of course it would have, but because we're using that epoxy to glue glass on glass, there is little to no friction. And then as a result, what happens is the heavier glass is going to slide off of the lighter glass. And so what I had to do, having found that out the hard way, is I had to quickly place that bowl, centered it where I needed to be centered because it tried to run away from me, and then I actually had to turn the whole piece right side up on itself and allow that vase to sit on top of that fish bowl. And so we're going to leave it to dry for 20 minutes and then I'll be back. So now that both halves of our centerpieces are dried, what we are going to do now is we are going to glue them together. And again, to do this, since we're working with glass on glass all day today, the only adhesive that we're going to be using is our Gorilla Glue 2-part epoxy. And as you can see, I'm placing that glue on the entire bottom of that vase, but I'm also concentrating it on the outer rim so that that golden bowl will make contact with it. And so as you can see here, I am placing that golden bowl on top of that vase, centering it to find my placement. And once I have found my placement, I'm going to use my level to make sure that my piece is standing straight and tall, and bingo, yes it is. And so what I'm going to do is just making sure that this part isn't going to slip and slide, and it is going to stay straight. And once I have found my placement, I'm going to leave it to dry for about 20 minutes and then I'll be back. So here we have our piece that is nice and dried and standing straight and tall. And just like the vase that we are copycatting, our vase is also reversible. And so it'll be up to you to decide which end you'd like to use on any particular event or at any particular event. So what we're going to do now is we are going to attach our half of an 8-inch spare with hot glue, and there's already some residue there because I had to do another take. And so I am just placing hot glue on the rim of that vase, and then once I have placed that foundation of hot glue, because again we do not want this to be permanent but we want it to be adhered for our event, it is simply a matter of applying some pressure and allowing that hot glue to set around that styrofoam. So now what we are going to do is we are going to take our grape bunches and we are going to place them very carefully in our styrofoam. And the reason why I said very carefully is because these grapes have some weight to them. They weigh approximately 1.5 to 2 pounds, and we're placing them in styrofoam. What I did to ensure that these grapes were not going to fall out of our centerpiece while our guests are at our table enjoying quite possibly their Thanksgiving meal is I am placing hot glue on the ends of my greening pins and then sticking those greening pins into that styrofoam. And so in essence, what the hot glue is going to do, of course, is melt the styrofoam as we push it in, and then as styrofoam does, that styrofoam is going to dry around that greening pin, and that greening pin will not move. Now, of course, when you are, or if you choose to break this project down after you have created it, you might do some damage to your styrofoam pulling those greening pins out, but not too much to the point where you won't be able to reuse this styrofoam piece once again. And so as you can see, I'm continuing to place my grapes of Bounty around my styrofoam. I'm using 2 colors, the dark berries as well as the purple berries, and I'm placing them in the directions of east, west, north, and south, and I'm alternating the colors. Once I have placed this last one, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to place our hanging crystal branches And again, to do that, I am going to again go in with my greening pins and simply stick them into the styrofoam so that they can be anchored there. Now, I would suggest doing all of this prior to laying your flowers. Sometimes, I would lay my flowers first, and then if I'm using crystals, I would see where I wanted to place my crystals after. But because this project is so greening pin and embellishment heavy, I would say place your embellishments first. Seek those foundations where you want those embellishments to stay, and then after that it will be easy to go in and create your floral arrangement without then having not to bother that floral arrangement to go in to place embellishments. And I think I just said a mouthful to say place your embellishments first and then put your flowers on after. So as you can see, I'm placing my crystal branches just using my greening pins, and then after I have placed those, I'm using 4 of them for now. What I'm going to do now is my favorite part. For those of you who have been here with me for a while, to me there's just something soothing about arranging flowers. And once I have arranged my flowers, then if I wanted to place some additional acrylic streamers, then it would be easier for me to go in and do so, because I already have my foundation of grapes and I already have my first foundation of acrylic streamers. And so I'm just going to continue to arrange my flowers. Then I am going to clean up our project, clean the glass, look for any glue fronds there might be. I'm going to set the table, and then I will be back to show you what our finished Grecian harvest centerpiece looks like. Well, there you have it, my darlings. We have recreated a centerpiece that is currently being sold on the internet for $28.99 for only $4, guys. $4. With the $24 that we have saved, we can take that money and be off to the nearest craft store to purchase our flowers, our crystals, whatever it is that we would need to finish this look and get it ready for our Thanksgiving table. Now, following the theme of the bountiful Grecian Thanksgiving, I think I would have to say that the grapes did this concept justice. Not only that, I also found and am using some Grecian column cake pillars that I found on Amazon, and I will be sure to leave all of the links in the description box below. And then I was able to add some flowers as well as some crystal garlands and pendants to those Grecian columns just to finish our look. But I think my favorite part of this project would have to be the golden vase in the middle. That just helped to tie everything in, from the flowers to the crystal sprays to the Grecian stands to the mirrors to the grapes. I think that golden ball ties everything all together. And so, my darlings, if you have found some value in this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'd like to hear from you today. Is this centerpiece going to grace your Thanksgiving table this Thanksgiving 2017? And if not, where would you possibly find, or what else would you possibly find to do with it? I would love to hear from you. To my Danny's darlings, I just want to say thank you for the love. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the way you guys treat each other. I just love being a part of the greatest community here on YouTube. If you are not yet a Danny's darling, I would like to join our ever-growing community of DIYers as we learn from and craft with each other on a weekly basis. Kindly consider subscribing today and pressing the notification bell to ensure that you are made aware whenever any of our videos are released. Listen, before I sign off, I'm going to leave you with this, which is the motto to our channel. Why buy when you can DIY? And so, my darlings, I just want to say thank you, and it has been a pleasure being here with you today. And until next time, I say to you, please take care of yourselves for me. Know that I love you all. Bye now.